So at last, we've had some announcement from the government about what they're going to do about those ever increasing energy bills, the scary predictions that it could go beyond £5,000 a year for the average household from the start of next year. We now have an energy price guarantee, which is effectively a price freeze on the cap, on the energy cap. So this video, I'll take you through where bills are going, what they mean, what it means for your bill, how to get an idea of what that's going to look like, and of course, a few things you might be able to do to bring those costs down a bit as well. So the price cap, if you want to know exactly how that works, do check out the video I did a couple of weeks ago, explain it in a bit more detail. But really important to say here, the price cap and this price guarantee, which is basically on the cap, as I said, this is about average energy use, okay? So the numbers I'm going to give you right now, that is the typical household. If you use more energy, then what you'll pay will be higher. The cap figure we give you, it'll be higher than that. If you use less energy than average, then it will be lower, because the cap is about the cost per energy unit, individual unit, and the standing charges, okay? And that in itself can vary around the country and all sorts of things. But anyway, this is what the price guarantee cap is going to be. Starting the 1st of October, replacing the previously announced £3,549, the cap will be £2,500, so £1,000 less. And this is going to remain at this level for 2 years, okay, 24 months. So that means not just the increase that was predicted for October, or not predicted, it was confirmed by Ofgem for October, and the ones predicted for January, next March, and carrying on, they will not happen. Likewise, if prices do drop down, they're probably going to stay at this rate now. Of course, they might review it if prices drop massively, but probably not. £2,500, the average household, that is your annual bill for the next 2 years. So £5,000 in total. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated here, because you might remember that back, I think it was in May, the then Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, announced some extra support for households to start on the 1st of October. Every single household would get £400 back off their bills. That was going to be split out over 6 months, roughly £67 every single month, either knocked off your bill before you pay it or refunded. Slightly different from prepayment meters, and obviously the cap might be slightly higher for them as well. We don't have that detail just yet. But again, in every household, doesn't matter how you pay the bills, as long as you do pay the bills yourself, would get this money back. So what that technically means, I suppose, is that the bill for this next year from the 1st of October onwards isn't £2,500, it's £2,100. But you actually pay a lot less than that for 6 months, and then it will jump up to what you would pay for the next 6 months and the following 12 months after that. Does that make sense? Yeah? So £2,500 is the cap for this year, but you will get £400 back off your bill. The following year, it will be £2,500. The additional support for people on certain benefits, that £650, half of that payment has already been paid to most households, not all of them. That is staying, as is the £300 for people who are on the state pension, and the £150 for people who are on some disability benefits. They are remaining, they have not been axed. There's been no additional information. So let's have a look then. We've got two figures, haven't we? £2,100 average for this year, £2,500 for next year. How do you work out how that's going to impact you? Because it will impact you, because this is still higher than what you're paying right now. The price cap, as we recall this, the beginning of September, is 1,900 and something around there. I can't find the figure right now, but around £1,900, £1,981, I think. So that is still an increase to £2,500. That's actually nearly 27% extra that you're adding to your bill. So that's the way maybe to think about it, to work out exactly what extra you're going to cost. Add 26.8%, 26.9%, something like that, to your current direct debit. And that will give you hopefully an idea of what your bill is going to look like for the next 2 years. Obviously, then you can knock £67 off that for 6 months. But this gives you an idea of how much more you are spending. So you're still a big increase on where we are right now. And if you go back 12 months to September of 2021, the price cap then was just around £1,200, maybe a bit more than that. So we're almost 50% up on where we were a year ago. So bills are still more expensive. Yes, we're saving ourselves at least £1,000 over the next 12 months based on where bills were predicted to go, but we're still paying a lot more than we were where we are right now and where we were a year ago. So you're still going to have to find some extra money for this. How do you do that? Look, you've had these energy tips coming out of your ears. I'm sure they are all over the place. Every time you go online, look at a paper, put on the news, They're telling you to turn your thermostat down. They're telling you to insulate. All these things are very useful to do and important to do, but I won't go over them right now. But do try, obviously, and reduce your energy usage. Don't think, oh, it's fine. We've got a price freeze. Bills aren't going up. No, they are still going up. So you need to do everything you can to bring those prices down. Potentially, check out the other videos I've got, which take you through other ways to make a bit of money from bank switching or save money by reducing your mobile phone bill. All these kind of things will get more money in your pocket to cover that additional cost you've got to pay. Now, there are a few other sort of details worth talking about from today's announcement. This is not to be fully confirmed, but Martin Lewis has tweeted that if you are fixed at the moment, you've taken out an energy fix, and a lot of people might have done that because they were scared about how high bills were predicted to go and they might have locked in early. Martin Lewis has tweeted that you will be able to leave that fix without any fee early, no penalty being charged for you to leave that fixed if you want to, if you find that the price cap of £2,500 is lower than what you'd be paying on your fix. Again, if that does get confirmed, hopefully that information will be imparted to you by your energy company, but also you look around, make sure you try and track down that information just to be sure. It could save you a lot of money. There are also people who do not pay for their energy with gas and electricity. They don't have that. They get oil, or maybe they've got storage pumps, all these kind of things. Again, it seems there is going to be a fund for this. No huge details right now, but there will be a fund that people can apply to help with their costs. Because obviously those ones have been sky high. There's been no price cap available there. So that's some good news coming through that hope at last some help for those households. And also, although I'm a consumer journalist, I talk to you about our money, everyday money. It's also really important they've announced some energy support for businesses, because the bills there have been absolutely ridiculous. They've been going higher and higher and higher and higher and higher than what we face as households. And that obviously has some consequences, because they're either going to pass those costs on to us. So the things we want to buy, whether that's a product or a meal or whatever it was going to be, are going to cost more money. Or they might be forced to close down, and that gives us less choice. Well, they are also going to get the same price cap figures as us for 6 months. So a lot shorter period than we get. Then this is going to be reviewed, they say, within sort of 3 months from now. They'll have a look and they'll work out, do they need to extend that support to certain businesses, not to all businesses, but to certain businesses. And in particular, Liz Truss mentioned hospitality. So it may well be that there's some extra support for those people who, again, we will wait and see what happens there. But in the short term, that's what's been announced today. A couple of things also worth mentioning here. One is that this is for England, Scotland and Wales. Okay, this is what the energy price guarantee will apply to in the cap. Things work differently in Northern Ireland. If you're from Northern Ireland, you'll know that. But the government has set aside similar support in terms of the financial value for households in Northern Ireland. So you will also see some support going on there. And also, I might be asking, okay, this is great, Andy, you're telling me all about this, but what do I need to do? How do I make sure that I get this money? Well, you don't need to do anything. As I say, the price cap applies to every household in England, Scotland and Wales. And unless you're fixed, you are on the variable rate tariff, and that is the one which the price cap applies to. So you will just pay for your energy, use your energy, and you will be charged this new lower than expected to be, but higher than it is now rate, okay? So still an increase, just not such a large increase as we expected. In terms of the other support that was announced back in May, again, that is all automatic as well. You don't need to do anything there. So all I can suggest you do really right now is what I mentioned before. Just try to reduce your energy usage still. Don't be complacent about this. Make sure that your bill, when it comes through, these higher bills that will come through, your direct debits are still going to change, are still going to go up. Just make sure you do everything you can to possibly make it more affordable, so you have got more money available for you for the other things. And the cost of living crisis is not going away. Even if inflation doesn't reach as high kind of levels as was kind of anticipated, it's still going to be high. There's lots of other things going on into the mix there. My name is Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check out these videos here for more help on your bills.